How are you? Hope you're having a fabulous, fabulous day, and may peace be upon you. If you can give me just a couple of seconds, I'm going to add my amazing friend, Sandy. Okay. Oh, she's there. Okay, cool. I'm going to see if I can add Sandy, and thank you for watching today. Today we're going to, we did
It
it.
worked.
So this is perfect. This is perfect. Hi, Lana. Thank you for joining us. And today we're going to be talking about, is your money mindset set for success or failure, which is absolutely critical. And today I have my amazing friend here with me today, Sandy. She's a success coach, and we literally just, hooked up in, LinkedIn, get connected, and be like, hey, we should do a live together so that we can address this really, really important issue that people are experiencing. So, Sandy, could you tell us, our audience today, a little bit about yourself and a little bit about what you do? Hi, Lana. Thanks for watching.
First of all, thank you so much for inviting me. I so enjoyed talking to you yesterday, and I love social media because it really brings the world together, and it's so great to meet like-minded people, especially women. And, a little bit about myself. I'm originally from Germany, moved to America in 1993, and
Nice.
I'm a network marketer. I linked arms. I partnered with a company called Izdihar 9 years ago, and quickly learned, and also through personal experience, that money mindset is so important, and especially
Absolutely.
women have such a disconnect with budgeting, with money. And I used to be one of these women who many years ago, was financially dependent on my husband.
Right.
And I just find it so important that women really take control of their own money, and that I personally, one thing that I really, really personally embrace is knowing where every penny goes. In and out.
Yes.
And
Every penny has a soul. Every penny has a soul.
I love that. Every penny has a soul. I love that. And we have a saying in Germany that says, wer den Pfennig nicht ehrt, ist den Taler nicht wert. Meaning, who doesn't honor the penny is not worth the dollar or the
Absolutely.
penny. And that's so true, right? And I feel like a lot of women just don't. They're so stuck, and the abundance part is lacking. So every penny has a soul. I have to remember that. I love that.
Awesome. Thank you. And if you're watching us live, type in 1. If you're catching us up on replay, type in 2. We really appreciate you joining us today on this very important topic. And like my friend here, Sandy, said, like, she met so many people, especially women. We have this lack of sagacity or something, and such a big disconnection with money. It's like money is this, money is that. And it's like the mindset thing, Sandy. For me, it's like the noises when I work with a client, the constant noises that you're not good enough, you're not worthy, you're this and that and this. And do you see this actually manifesting in their life, in the sense that they're not able to be successful because of this mindset that's stopping them? Do you see that happening when you're speaking to people and from around the world?
All the time. It's that, it's the not worthiness. I don't deserve. And especially us mothers, we put everybody first, right? Everybody besides ourselves. And we always wait, the little bit that's left over or whatever,
if there is any,
Exactly. And so it's that limiting belief in a way. And that's that poverty mentality, even if there's abundance, and not really knowing, what does abundance mean. And, for some people, they don't maybe have that extra money, but it's also time, it's energy, it's, just being there for somebody. There's abundance doesn't have to just be money. It can start somewhere else. So I see that all the time. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see this as a result. I mean, in your area as a network marketer, you see that they have a strategy for them to be successful. They have the product, they have the strategy, they have the business model, but some are not even getting there, or let alone coming out. Like, they have all these things that could help them, but because of the minds of feeling not worthy, feeling not deserving, like one of my clients, when working with her, tracing back childhood, middle child, not being loved, not getting the attention, don't feel special, truly has an effect on her in terms of her self-sabotaging herself with money coming in, it's gone, Sandy. Money comes in, it's gone. They couldn't hold the money down. So in what you are working on, do you see that proven strategies or proven structure or methods or all the business structure is you need basically the mindset too? It's part of the secret ingredient to success. Would you say that is what you feel that is happening when you talk to women?
I would say that's 90%. I would say that's 99% of it. I would say it's really not, and it doesn't matter if it's just business or, I work with a lot of athletes. I mean, athletes, they're really great because they may be talented and they work very hard, absolutely.
Right.
But if their mindset isn't right, they're not going to be good in the ring or, whatever sport it is that they embrace. It's truly 90% mindset. And I, like I said, I learned this all from personal experience. And even though I was in a relationship and, my husband at the time was making a lot of money, it was never about me. It was always about somebody else. And, the lack, just even then the lack mentality. And then my life kind of took a turn and I had to really rethink that whole thing. And I just embraced, and I started doing a lot of personal development, a lot of reading, a lot of, audios and podcasts, and just inundating myself with a positive mindset, surrounding myself with positive people. And again, the abundance mindset doesn't mean you have to donate $1 million to your charity.
Exactly.
But it means, if you can offer your time, and I really believe the more you give, the more you receive. And I never understood that concept either. It was like, what does that even mean? But
how are you going to get back? Yeah.
Exactly. So, initially it was like I would donate. So I'm a huge animal person, and I would see a homeless person with a dog, and I'd donate a bag of dog on the side. It has to start somewhere. Or, just giving my time, volunteering. Volunteer work is a beautiful thing. And once you start small, because you have to start small, right?
Yes, you have to practice that muscle.
Exactly. Shifting that mindset is mindset is everything.
Beautiful, beautiful. And thank you for watching. I've got my friend here, Katsawiya. I've got Natalie there. If you're feeling this, if you understand this, if this is something that resonates with you, show us the love. Clicking the like button, showing the heart. Because, hi, Katie, how are you? Because this is so absolutely critical. People don't realize this. It's all about the mindset. And they just keep on fixing the outcome. They just keep on fixing the action. They keep fixing the strategy. They keep on fixing this, but not realizing, first and foremost, to invest in themselves. Like what Sandy was saying, always invest in yourself first so that you can grow, you can shift your mindset. And generosity. Exactly. I mean, for you to receive, you must first give. That is the law of the universe. Yep. You cannot be stingy and expect things to come your way. You've been cringy and cringing, and no, I only have $1 left and no more. It's absolutely ridiculous. And Sandy made a beautiful point about it isn't about the money, just the money. You have your time. You've got your energy. When you make something, a food or cookie or something, give it a little bit to your neighbor or help out. Volunteer at the local organization. You have 20, 30 minutes. Like for me, I volunteer at my children's school like twice a month, helping and just seeing, spreading out the goodness with the children and helping them. I do whatever it is they tell me to do. Cutting, gluing, pressing, anything,
even if you don't like it.
Exactly. Even like, oh my God. But it is always an opener to sustenance. Exactly. Somehow, the more you give, it's always an opener to sustenance. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you for loving this.
Natalie.
Natalie. Hi, Natalie. Thank you. Hi. Thank you for joining. And also, like, as you see this, you mentioned a beautiful point, Sandy, about honor. Honoring themselves, first and foremost, because what I see in my clients when I do with personal finances, I see them bullying themselves. Literally bullying themselves. Money doesn't stick with them because first they bully themselves of not honoring their money. As a result, they're allowing other people to bully them.
Yeah.
So, Sandy, what is this thing about honor? How do you actually start from being worthless and not deserving of all this? How do you transform yourself by honoring yourself and standing up and rising up and be stronger than those noises from your head. How do we do that, Sandy?
Empowering yourself, and that's a beautiful thing. And again, it all starts with mindset, right? It all starts with mindset and believing. And when somebody is really at rock bottom, where I was, and it's sometimes hard to see that it can get better. So the first step is first. It's kind of like an alcoholic that doesn't realize he's an alcoholic. And when he admits he is, that's when you can start healing yourself, right?
Absolutely.
And so really, I think, and sometimes honestly, and I really believe this, to have that person in your life who's really willing to hold a mirror up to yourself. People are quick to throw daggers at one another, but for somebody to really call you out and hold a mirror, that actually takes courage in a real friend.
Yes.
And sometimes you need that person in your life. And then, because if you're so at rock bottom and so like buried in whatever, in grief and depression and sorrow and just a black cloud, it's hard to see that. And so for me, it all began with, really then realizing, okay, well, this isn't serving myself. This isn't serving my animals. This isn't serving my children. This isn't serving anybody. And just becoming aware. And then taking baby steps. So I've meditated pretty much all my life, but I really took meditation like really to another level. And then taking time out for me, like you said, it doesn't have to be 7 hours, but taking time out for me, and then sitting down and reading, and then surrounding myself. And that doesn't mean, throw the baby out with the bathwater, getting rid of all the negative people in your life, but distancing. And I have to say, I have to some points distanced myself to people that are negative, because I don't want to surround myself with that energy.
Nope.
I like to be the dumbest person in the room. I honestly like to be the dumbest person in the room, because I can learn from those, right? Not dumbest, but you know what I mean.
Exactly. You don't want to be arrogant, because if you're arrogant, it's not going to serve you. You always have to be humbled and thankful and grounded for more things to come your way. Arrogance is like a killer.
Exactly.
For anything.
Exactly. And then, start little rituals, women, like I said, I see so many women that put everybody before themselves. And I also work with a lot of equestrians, and they will put their horses before they even look at theirs. I mean,
totally
it's crazy. And I'm like, you spend thousands of dollars and whatnot on, what about you? So honoring yourself can start small. If you don't have a lot of financial resources, start small. Start taking a half an hour a day. If you have to get up a half an hour earlier, get up a half an hour earlier.
Exactly, whatever it takes.
It's whatever it takes, it's worth it. But you really have to want to. And the one thing that I see, some people, they get addicted to that habit of victim mode. And that
the victim drama queen.
Yeah.
Totally.
And they're addicted to that. So I actually had a conversation with a friend yesterday who's constantly drawing negativity to her life. And this happens, and this happens. And I'm like, do you realize you are attracting that into your life for a reason? It's not poor you. It's like, and I really held a mirror up to her. And, some people don't like to hear it, but I'm just coming from a place of love. I always come from a place of love. And my mother always used to tell me the truth hurts, right? And the truth can hurt. But just being awareness, and then being intentional with your time, honoring that, being really intentional.
I think that's beautiful, Sandy. You made a good point about first to anything else, you have to bring it to awareness. And once you're aware of it, you've got to choose. You can choose at every moment of time which action or which direction. Because, Sandy, in our line of work, can you even help someone who doesn't want to be helped? No matter what you throw at them, no matter what you say to them, no matter what you give them, it's like a door shutting down. It's just bouncing back off. It's literally, can you even help someone who doesn't want to be helped?
I always say you can't want it more for them than they want it for themselves.
Exactly. And then that's the thing. Yeah. People don't want to, they choose to be a victim. That's the thing. They don't realize they choose to be the victim and be in the vicious cycle again and again and again and again. They choose to live in denial. They choose to live in avoidance. They choose to like, oh, poor you, poor you, poor you. Yeah, it's sad, right? When things happen, it's tough, it's sad, it's stressful. Absolutely.
But, you know, people, and, you know, I hear this a lot, isn't that sad? Or isn't this sad? And I'm like, no, it's life. You
Yeah.
know, and especially if somebody dies, you know, I mean, this may sound so dramatic and so like, not dramatic, so cold, but, you know, it's part of life. Like to grieve for 6 years and, you know, whom are you serving? Certainly not yourself, right?
Yes.
So just really being in, always coming from that place of love. And what I always say, and a mentor of mine, a teacher of mine has always said, always, you know, kindness, compassion, caring, and consideration. You know, coming from that place and
Exactly.
be willing to just open up and love and give. And a lot of times just sending love. Like I've walked by many a homeless person, you know, in San Francisco or New York or wherever I was, and you know, I just send love, you know, and people are, you know, people are giving a smile. You know, how many
a smile
people,
is a charity.
I was in San Francisco, and there was a gentleman at the bus stop, and he had this really grimaced face, and and I smiled, and he looked at me, and then he smiled, and I'm like, oh my God. You know, people are just so it really starts with the baby steps, right? It starts with the baby steps.
Absolutely. Because I think you got to train the muscle. You got to train the muscle. Like if you're running a marathon, you can't just run 25 miles. You'll be dead and had to be resuscitated. You know, like you got to run a mile, and then the second mile, and then the third mile. Keep on practicing and practicing and practicing. Before you know you start to have the 25 miles. And this is what people don't get. They want the big thing fast.
Yep.
But they're not willing to do the work, or not even willing to practice. They just want things fast, instantly, and then it's done. It isn't going to happen that way because you haven't trained yourself. You haven't trained your muscle. Your mindset isn't trained. Even if you get it fast, the people who wins the lottery, right, Sandy? Look what happens to them. 99% of them. Just look what happens to them. Where are they now?
Exactly. And we call that the lottery mindset, right? That instant gratification. And, you know, it doesn't matter if it's instant gratification in money, in learning something, or, you know, for me, a lot of times, because I'm in the health and wellness industry with Isagenix, people want that instant. No, you have to put some skin in the game. You know, it's not going to be handed to you on a silver platter. You know, it doesn't matter what it is. And the same with the money mindset. You know, and you know, and like when I was literally at rock bottom, you know, it started with saving $5 a week. Doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
If that's all you can do, it's $5, but do something.
Totally. Yes.
Do something.
The practice. The practice of it, and not just you're like rising up. It's like no more being a victim. We're gonna have $1 or $5. This is what I'm gonna honor from that moment on. Because as women and as moms, we can literally go on till 12 midnight, no problem. On and on and on and on. We can skip meals. We don't need to take shower. Don't need to brush our teeth. We can just go on and on and on, serving everybody at the dinner except for ourselves.
Exactly.
But then when we get sick, because you know when you're in an airplane, they teach you every single time. If the oxygen mask comes out, you need to put the mask on yourself first, not on your kid, because if you cannot survive, no one else will. And then this really comes to your point about honor. Honor yourself first and foremost, no matter what.
And you know, that is so true that you said that. And actually, my daughter actually said this to me at the age of 16, which I thought was really wise. She says, Mom, if you don't start taking care of yourself, then who's going to take care of us? And
exactly.
It's so true. We have to take care of ourselves. And again, when it comes to money mindset, even if you are in a wonderful relationship and the money, but still, you still have to be in a good mind frame and know what the money is doing. And I see so many women that, you know, have no control over anything. And that's just, it's scary. It really is what it is.
It is. It's totally scary because like both of us talk to a lot of people around the world. Like the other day I was talking to a lady who's in a financial deficit, $2,000 financial deficit every single month, that's been experiencing it for the last year or so, but choose to say like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Everybody is having this problem. You dig one hole and cover a hole. I just need my husband to fix the problem. No. So enough of husbands I just need my husband to get a job or whatever it is. No, enough. You're not being responsible. You're being in denial. How are you honoring yourself? How are you taking care of your kids? And why are you playing the blame game of expecting him to do something when clearly, if he's going to do it, it's already been done. Exactly. So it's just this honor and the mentality that, like you said earlier, you have to bring it to the level of awareness. Because if you're living in denial, it's like bye-bye in La La Land. Yep. Like, come on. Yep. And then gotta choose. You have to make the choices to transform yourself or stay in when you are. Both are personal choices. But it's kind of like if you pull back and not push through, it's so much worse. Wouldn't you say, Sandy, for you to be living in that victimized, hopelessness, not worthy, guilt, shame thing, so much worse. It's life draining.
It's life draining, and it actually takes more energy, right?
So why not? Both are energy. More energy.
Yes. So why not use the energy? Just shift the energy. But again, I see a lot of people that are addicted to that because they're getting attention. They're getting, they're getting attention, and it's that addicted to that attention and that significance and the poor me, So. I mean, I've seen that quite a bit. And so, is it, yes, I'm sure you can help those people, but again, it's that mindset thing, right? They really have to realize, and I think some people just honestly don't realize that that's what they're doing.
It's a blocker.
Exactly. And so if somebody, again, if they have somebody who can open that mirror up to them, and I see that all the time, like even on, like, some of the posts I see on Facebook, and it's really the attention getters, and then they get this, oh my gosh, they get more comments than anything on the planet, right? Because it's like, oh my gosh, and I'm so sorry, and what can I do? And that's that.
Right.
It's like an addiction. It's like an addiction to that,
Absolutely. It's unhealthy. Again, like we always bring it down to this, the mindset. What are the noises telling you? Because at the moment, the noises are running the show. It's either set to success or it's either set to failure. Both takes energy. So which one are we going to move it towards to? The drama, attention seeking, yes, it's great. People give you attention and all that. But people are just going to be like, are they really going to help you? No, they're just going to send you the sympathy and then out. Yeah. But the only time that you can transform yourself is when you push through. It's scarier. Because it's the unknown. Exactly. It's scary, but once you break through it, you'll be like, oh, I'm still alive. I survived. Like, I didn't die.
The uncertainty seekers, right? Let me become the uncertainty seekers.
Yes, absolutely. All right, Sandy. So we've talked a lot about mindset. What are the success actions that you can take? How to recognize things? Honor yourself, start small, practice. Just be aware of things. So when we're going to wrap up, Sandy, what is your number one advice to everybody that's watching this? What would be your number one advice to them?
My number one advice to women, especially women, it's mostly women that have this is, and I love that you touched on this, honor yourself and realize that you are worthy. You are worthy of greatness. Empower yourself. And, if it's a money thing, even if it's $1 a week put away, if it's anything else, just start taking time for yourself. And like I said,
beautiful.
Even if you have to get up a half an hour earlier, get up a half an hour earlier. It's worth it. Don't hit the snooze button. Get up. And just take that half hour in the morning for you. Sit outside and, listen to a cup of coffee and read a book or listen to a podcast or meditate.
Yes.
Or just sit. Just sit with your thoughts, but take time for yourself and let it evolve from there.
Beautiful. I think that's amazing because for things to change, I must change first. That is the law of the universe. No one else. I think you've hit it spot on. I love talking with you. And who would have thought, a couple of messages on LinkedIn would turn on to
I
this.
know,
Fantastic.
right?
Be open to what's possible. And again, I think the reason why Sandy and I resonated is because we have kind of similar mindsets as helping people, want to make a difference to people, because we've been in hardship ourselves. It's not a great place, but it is possible to come out of that.
But you know what? The hardship sometimes, like for me, being in that place propelled me to the person I am today, and I would not be that person without that. So, like Ganesh says, every problem has a solution, right? Every problem has a solution, and an obstacle, just overcome it. Just figure out a way.
Beautiful. With every hardship, there will be ease, goodness, and success. You just have to trust yourself that you're strong and go through it and ask help if you need to help, and surround yourself. Like Sandy said, she's kind of like cutting people who are toxic in her life now. Like, surround yourself with good people and train your mind. So thank you so much, Sandy. It's been such a blessing.
So
have a fantastic day, everyone. Thank you for watching, and may peace be upon you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.